everybody, Claire with Clairvoyant Psychic Medium here with my beautiful friend. Say your name.
Hey, I'm Ashley. I'm Alex.
Yeah, and Alex, what are we doing this week?
So today we're gonna finish up the astrology notes. We're calling it our astrology. Our astrology. So I'm calling it that at least because I think it's funny. It's the best. But we thought first we'd start with some little witchy biscuits, little witchy things that happened or that we noticed or took note of during the week. I think you had a good one to start with, right?
Yes. So I had a very intense dream, but here's the thing. The rest of the dream was so bland and really meant nothing up until randomly in the dream, I just noticed that I was in an all-white dress and it felt like I had a miscarriage and it was crazy.
Whoa.
And nothing happened after that. I just had the intense feeling that I needed help. And then I woke up. And I didn't understand what that meant. All I had to go off of was the feeling that it was. And I looked up what blood meant in a dream book, but I don't know that I agree with it. So what are your thoughts? Anyone? Baby witch question, help.
Okay, so I had to look up miscarriage because I have never in my life ever heard of anyone having a miscarriage dream. So I'm gonna just read it real quick. To dream that you have a miscarriage suggests that some idea or plan did not go as expected. The dream may also serve as a warning against your continued course of action. You need to alter your path or risk losing something of significance or value to you. Alternatively, the dream indicates that you've been wronged in some way. And then I wanted to look up white clothes. To dream that your clothes are to dream that all of your clothes in the closet. No. Nope. I need to just look up the color white. Okay. That's what I thought. White represents purity, perfection, peace, innocence, dignity, cleanliness, awareness, and new beginnings. You may be experiencing a reawakening or a fresh outlook on life. Alternatively, white refers to clean blank slate, or it may refer to a cover-up. Okay, I totally know what all of this means. Was there blood everywhere?
No.
No blood at all. It was just the feeling and like the knowing that you had a miscarriage.
It was like just the blood like on my legs. And
oh, so there was blood. Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. No, you're fine.
Places.
So what I feel that this is, we're gonna get a little deep. Is that okay?
Sure, let's go. I'm vulnerability. It's tea time. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay. So Ashley recently, I guess, went through a breakup, correct?
Did, yes.
Okay. So this is your subconsciousness way of processing that you are. It's like your pain that you dealt with in that relationship, like how it said you had been wronged in some way. This is your way of processing those things that happened in the relationship. It happens with every single relationship, but I'm just telling you that you just processed that. And then the white is you now have a clean slate with that. You're free to. My doorbell's ringing. I'm just gonna look on my phone real quick because I have a doorbell ring.
One of those fancy schmancy.
Yeah. You got one of those ring doorbells.
It's Ty. What? Okay. I'm on a podcast, Bug. Those all the trash. Yes. I love you. Okay. My nephew taking my trash.
What a nice little snippet.
Right. Okay, yeah. Sorry, that went way off. So does that make sense? Does that answer your question? How do you feel about that?
I mean, yes. The last talk that her and I had that was big was a really good talk. We ended on a really, really good note. Like hugged it out, everything. And I appreciate her. Like she honestly is a great person. I know that she feels the same way about me. So good terms. But yeah, it felt like I had to like just shit that all out really fast. Like that's how that had to happen, basically.
Yeah. That's good. I mean, did you wake up the next morning?
Young man Dan is not handling that joke well. He's losing it.
Did you wake up the next morning like lighter, like you did shed something, you know?
Yeah, I don't like saying like that, honestly.
I know, but whatever.
I don't like that. But if that's an interpretation of it, yes. Yeah, that could be interpreted that way.
Okay. Let's take a second to acknowledge our tea stuff, guys, because this is our first time doing tea. So you guys talk about yours real quick.
So this tea set is so near and dear to my heart. Honestly, the factual story behind it is I had this on my Pinterest board, and okay guys, like you guys should know I'm not like a super materialistic person. But I had this one particular tea set saved for about 4 or 5 years. I'm like, I love this tea set. I would love to receive it as a gift. Told my ex-husband this for holiday after holiday after holiday. And he was not a gift-giving man, which is fine.
No.
In theory.
It wasn't fine.
But so one year, Ashley finally got fed up, and she just went ahead and ordered it. And I believe was nice enough to like put his name on the gift as well, even though he did nothing for it. So let the record officially show that this tea set is from Ashley.
Yay!
It has, I don't know if I can tilt it without showing spilling tea, but it has little mats in it.
Oh
it's the cutest.
It's the most beautiful tea set.
It's a straight up Pinterest.
It is gorgeous.
Great.
Here's the thing: if you want, later on when we post the video and all that stuff,
send me the link and I'll put it on the.
We'll take fancy schmancy photos.
Yeah,
and we'll
Instagram or something.
We'll put them in the comments and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
Yes, I know, and I want to include when we do this video, all of your guys' links that you want to be shared. Like if you want your TikTok to be shared, stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
So links will be in the bio. All right. I'm going to talk about my tea set. Or are you guys done? Let me make sure.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. So my aunt just recently passed away, and we had to go through her house the other day. And this is, okay, first of all, I have to explain the slop that's going on right here. I tried to make cookies in the air fryer. It was a fun experience. This is what's left over. So but this is the tea set that I got. And this just happened on Sunday. And it was just perfect because I was like, I don't have a tea set. But it's like a little snack thing because we all know that I have to snack. And it's perfect. And I absolutely love it. And that's my cute little.
I like.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. You want to share your witchy biscuit?
Sure, yeah. I did a tarot reading for a friend today, and she wanted to know how did she word it? She wanted to know if the thing that she was longing for would come to fruition, the things that she was longing for. And she's the type of person, first of all, she's the most giving person on planet Earth. God, she's such a gem. She's so kind-hearted. She's got 9 kids. I mean, is a great mom. Was a paralegal, and then ended up switching from a paralegal to be a stay-at-home mom to her kids, and is just a great, great lady. And she ended up pulling the 5 of Pentacles, which essentially told her, yes, if you ask for help. And which I think was exactly the kind of thing she needed to hear, especially given we had just had a conversation just about her feeling a little unnoticed, I believe, unnoticed. And so that was we had a good read. I was, we kind of talked about some things, and I think that, hopefully moving forward, she's gonna, ask for that help, that she deserves, honestly, and should get in the habit, because I think a lot of us are guilty of not asking for help when we should just ask for help. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So that's my
Especially empath.
Oh yeah, for sure. And she's great. She's such an empath too.
Yeah. Cool. Good.
What a
Okay.
gem.
You want me to do mine? Because mine's
Yeah.
really crazy. Okay. All right. So I was laying on the couch. It was, I think, did you spill?
No.
No,
Oh.
I just started to pour me tea because I'm afraid I'm gonna spill.
Oh. Okay, so I was laying on the couch because I didn't feel good. This week I thought I had COVID. I got tested. It was a whole thing. I don't, I'm negative, but it's still, I for some reason am feeling like shit. So I don't know what's going on. But I was laying on the couch this one day. I don't remember what day it is right now. And Cho was also, we were just, it was in the morning and it was probably like 10 o'clock and we were just chilling, probably 11. And all of a sudden I heard this like douche at the door. And I was like, what the hell is that? And then it happened again and I didn't see it. And I was like, is that a bird? And so I went to the door because our doors, like our screen door is like all window. And then you can like pull it down and it can be a screen, whatever. And then we like saw it happen and we saw the little bird, the beak feathers, how they're so teeny. They were like stuck on the door. And so I was like, okay, this has been happening. And I always tell spirit to tell me, like, if you need to get my attention, you have to do it 3 times. And so when that third one happened, I shot up and I was like, okay, when did this happen last? And I was like, okay, my Uncle Larry, last time a bird hit the window, it laid flat dead. And then I got the call that Larry died. And I was like, okay. So then I was like, okay, why would Larry be contacting me? I was like, shit, let's call grandma. Called grandma. She had just fell. And I like caught her. I was the one that was like, oh my God, okay. And I called people to like get her like help. Like it was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That was a crazy freaking story.
I'm so glad you said the thing about the bird that reminded me, little side biscuit. I looked up this week, something that caught my attention was, and I'm going to butcher this name and I can't, or this word, and I can't look it up because my phone is the camera. But I believe it's aguilary witchcraft, and I probably butchered that. But it is witchcraft based on birds, like signs
the whole
of birds.
thing.
Yes, it's a whole like subdivision of witchcraft. It's based on like signs given from birds and their feathers and their formations and their calls and like see them in nature. It's a whole thing. I've got it on my Pinterest. I wrote it down. Try let's see if this works. Augilary. And I think that's probably wrong, but hopefully Google knows what I'm trying to do. Or type in bird witchcraft, I guess.
While you're looking that up, little side note, this is very interesting to me because I just started reading a book about how to tell signs in nature, and it's been interesting. And the author is from the UK, and he is kind of snark and snippy, where he's like, I assume that you have common sense, so let's just get to it, right, guys? And he talks about like, it's gonna talk more about wildlife, but like right now it's touched a little bit on it. It's just how birds are like birdcraft. Yes. Thank you. That was that was better than what I was gonna say.
Okay, so it's Augury.
I want to be a witchy bird woman.
Augury.
Augury.
Yep, augury.
Okay.
So bird divination is what it is. And so there's a ton of stuff to read about this. And this is like blowing my mind right now because I wish that I could like show you. Yeah, maybe I will like have to put it on my Instagram. We'll kind of do stuff like that. But I'll take a picture. I don't know why I fucking became so obsessed with birds. Like I have probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one on the way, 10 things to feed birds outside my front porch right now.
That's amazing. We love birds here. We've got backyard birds. I was just thinking about getting some
wild bird's nest in the hydrangea bush.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
There's a bird's nest in our front hydrangea bush. If you haven't seen her, she's beautiful. And I'm talking about the bush.
Good bush. Yep.
Unintended.
When I'm in my she shed, that would have been the perfect pun to go, that's what she shed.
Oh.
When
Bird
it'll happen. It'll happen.
I love the way that sounds. Bird divination.
And that's a tea
love
time
birds.
titty for you.
Yep. Bit of the day.
Okay, so that was all of our witchy biscuits. What is next?
Next, we're going to dive back into our astrology cards. Last week, we did Sag, Pisces, and Gemini. And we're going to roll into Aries, which we just finished up Aries season.
Yep.
You.
Okay.
Who wants to go first with their hot take on Aries? You?
Or I could go since it's my moon.
Oh.
No, I don't.
I'll go first, I suppose.
Okay, go.
Oh, Aries. Let's see pros. Aries are very passionate. They have got a fire beneath their biscuit that, I mean, when they have an idea, I mean, they can take an idea and turn it into something, I feel like, so quickly. They're very good at that. They're very good at manifesting. And Aries, I believe, is. The downside to Aries would be they've got some arrogance to them sometimes, as well as there's some impatience. I think that they're sort of an instant gratification sign in a way.
Yeah. They need it now.
It's also their way or the highway.
Mm-hmm.
Not all Aries, but yes.
Fair. Yeah. I think it's fair to say too, everyone should know that when we're talking about, I think, anything as far as zodiac signs, that it's never like one size fits all. Like it's never, across the board. It's just sort of a generalized observation and opinion.
We could easily say like evolved Aries and devolved Aries,
Yes, that's a perfect example too. I mean, for sure. Yes.
That's a real definitive too, because a lot of people I once had a significant other who was an Aries, and he was very insecure about being an Aries, and he was like, isn't that like that bad sign, like they're crazy and stuff like that? And I was like, no, like I had to like tell him that Aries weren't bad and convince him, because all he ever heard was bad things about them. They can be amazing and they can be givers. They are caretakers in a way.
The two Aries that always come to mind to me are both business women, and both in the business of helping other people.
My big two are.
Oh, I really want to say, can I say something piggyback real quick off of what Alex just said? You just said they are business women. What was the second thing you just said after that?
In the general business of helping other people in some way.
Okay. So let me explain something about Aries energy with that.
Okay.
They do it to make themselves look good.
Okay.
Anytime they try to help people, because it's like indirectly helping. Like they indirectly help. Like I know who one we're talking about. So like let's say for example, if they were to own like I don't know how to fucking say this without like weirdly just saying it. Let me think.
Suppose they owned an ice cream shop.
Okay, they're not the ones that are going to be washing the toilets. They're not the ones that are going to be scooping the ice cream. They're not going to be the ones counting the like receipts at the end of the night. They don't do the bitch work. They don't put their heart and soul into it fully. They claw their way to the top to make themselves look better and say they are helping people.
Mm-hmm.
Devolved Aries wise. And like in my case with the, like, for me with the Aries moon, it took a lot of deprogramming, yeah, to not be selfish in how I help people. Like, it took a lot.
Okay.
Selfish when you help people, there's a good way. It's not like,
I had a lot of moments where I self-reflect and I'm like, did I do that for them or did I do that for me? Because I wanted to pick me up and to feel good
yep,
about myself. And I always just felt okay with the fact that, okay, it is helping us both. And sometimes that is fine, but is that my intention every time? Like, just to make myself feel better?
Right.
You know, I always
Yeah.
kind of wonder, like, I know it did make me feel better, but did I think about it a lot before I made that choice? I don't know. Try to self-reflect. That's all you can do to grow, is just keep self-reflecting and then maybe try to make new decisions. Try them out.
yeah.
You know?
Right.
I went off on a tangent. Sorry, guys.
No, you're good. I think a little perfect like side note to go what we were just talking off, about just a minute ago, as far as people not, always being, exactly what we're describing or talking about is,
Yeah.
I'm going to call her out. My boss now, her name is Beth, and she owns float companies, and she is the exact opposite of what you just described in the absolute way. She's an Aries sun and an Aries, I want to say, rising. And she is absolutely the type of person who comes in, will get literally on her hands and knees and get dirty, like, and do anything that we would be doing. And so, but she's also, I would describe completely enlightened.
Yeah.
So, meaning that absolutely makes a difference as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Ashley, you go.
Yeah, so I have 2 Aries in mind. Well, I would describe both very similarly in my cases. They're both males. So one is my father, and one is I was in a previous relationship with him. And hardworking. They are both so hardworking. You can't underestimate an Aries. When they tell themselves they're going to do something, they full on do it. I would say the problem with that is they usually lose focus and get really good, like at expert level, and just kind of let it go. And they're just done with it. They're like, I have my moment to shine and I'm done with the project. They lose their drive a lot, but they go full heartedly at things. It's like an up and a down.
Right. I see what you're saying. Like they kind of take on a lot of things, but then there's not a lot of commitment at the end to a project before they.
So I think that's kind of what I was saying about the, like, claws their way to the top kind of a thing. So
yeah.
Whatever it takes to get to that, and then sometimes it fizzles out, sometimes you lose the interest or whatever. But I noticed with me, because my Aries moon, I have to relight my pilot light, kind of like something like that. But I figured out how to, like, do it, like, get ignited to why I love what I'm doing, because most Aries, like, well, like, all the way here, okay, what's next? And then they just, like, they don't want to do this anymore, you know what I mean?
Aries in again?
What?
What's your Aries in again?
Moon.
Your moon?
That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
I think Charlotte's an Aries rising. Pretty sure.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
Ah.
Yeah.
That's why she's bossy.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then cries about it.
Yeah, that Pisces stuff.
Because that's the Pisces, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you say, wait, hang on, I want to say mine really quick, because I don't think I know I talked a lot, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Jay. You're
good. Okay. So I definitely want to piggyback off of, like, how with Aries energy, there is so much determination to get to what they want. Like, that is a huge deal.
Yeah.
The thing that I hate and I'm saying that word, about Aries energy is how quick to anger it happens. Like,
Yes.
like, because I catch it with myself sometimes where I'll just like blow up and then I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, like I have to grovel and be like, I'm sorry. It just shit out, you know?
Well, and I know that you and I, well, actually, all three of us know one particular
Yeah.
Aries
Yeah.
who was just the worst
Yes.
at blowing up.
Yeah, they did the things, didn't they?
Yeah.
So aggressively, so quickly, so fiery.
Fire when it burns too fast and
But
too hard is not good.
Nothing it
Yeah.
felt like, right? Like it felt like you could have just said something to us and we'd be like, oh, okay, thank you for bringing it up. Or
Mhm.
we could have talked
Like,
just like that's the difference. Because I was gonna say, I was like, man, that makes me feel like so I'm a Taurus, and like we have like big explosions basically when we get to that point. Like, but it takes a lot of buildup to get there, but you don't really see it coming. So I was wondering if that was the same, but honestly,
No.
with the fact that it's a switch for usually things that I couldn't have known that. Like that's what you always want to tell that Aries is you can't. I couldn't have known that. Like, how can you be mad at me? I
Yeah.
didn't know.
right.
But it could be anything. So one way that I've learned to balance that is I have a bitching journal. And instead of blowing up on humans, I blow up in my journal. And then the fire went away, so then I can have a normal fucking conversation with people. Could you imagine
Gotcha.
like if
I was like,
that
I hear her just bitch journal, but then I realized I did.
oh my god, it just glitched out. What did you just say?
Exactly.
I said, I'm like, surely I didn't hear her just say bitching journal, but I'm like, oh no, that's exactly what she said.
Yep. Okay, what's next?
All right, Ashley, pick one of these two.
Boo-doo-doo.
Oh, they're
Boom.
good.
I thought you were going with this one. This one's a fun one.
I just find them so interesting.
Scorpio.
Oh, love them.
You go first then.
Scorpios are aliens. I believe it. If aliens were going, like if there are different types of blood, you know what I mean? Like if there were different kinds of spirits and shit like that, they're like, a Scorpio it is. Thank you very much, you weird ass. They are interesting and similar to Cancers in the way that they're like, nobody knows me. Like, got a shell.
It gets a mystery to them. I always think of Scorpios as mysterious.
I always think of them as like the magician or, you know, they're just the weirdest little creatures. And my favorite animal is the octopus. And I also think Scorpios have a very octopus energy. You know what I mean? Like, don't touch me. I don't exist. I'm better than you. You know that octopus sometimes are known to just randomly punch fish.
I know. I was gonna say the only way that I think a Scorpio would be like an octopus is if they're like sucking the life out of something.
Like they're just like that. You know what I mean? Like they move majestically somehow, but they're gross and weird. You guys are gross and weird in a good way, but you take it too far sometimes. So.
You know, you said you called them the magician, and that made me think, you know, if I was going to pick any of like the major arcana tarot cards to describe the Scorpio, I think I'd have to go with the Hermit.
See, there actually is, though. Did you know that there is astrology with each one?
Oh, yes, I did know that.
Yeah.
I don't know what
the Hermit.
I would say I'm not sure what it is. Yeah.
The Hermit is Virgo.
What?
And the Hermit is Virgo.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Scorpio's death.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, I think Scorpios. I mean, it makes sense too because they're. I mean, even just their calendar sign is around the time of Halloween, so they always make. Yeah. I always think of like the macabre when I think of Scorpios. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Scorpios to me they're mysterious. They can be, I think, very broody. Yep. But I also believe Scorpios to be observant, and
Yep.
even though they can be broody, I think that they have a fun side to them. Like they can be down to fun as long as they've assessed the situation and have deemed it okay in their eyes. You know what I mean?
What did you call it earlier? You want to put in a little cookie or
Biscuit? Throw in a little biscuit.
all right, little
Side
and-
biscuit.
side biscuit. Same thing. What is it? Anyways, that is it. What you just said reminds me exactly of my rising. So a little bit mysterious, but observant. Everything I ever read about my astrology is true in that rising way. Like a lot of people think that I'm shy. I'm very quiet, but it's just because I enjoy observing a room before I interact with any of it. I want to know who the players are. Like I just like all of the people in the room. I need to understand all of their characters first before I tell them anything about me. Or they could use it against me, or I don't know. maybe it's because I don't trust anybody. I don't know.
Well,
Maybe
that's
it's
the
for
dark
fun.
side of observation.
Sometimes it's just for fun. It's because I'm like, I don't want anyone to know me, so you don't get to know me until until I know all of you. Very
observation can turn into judgment.
very much true. Also, I apologize. I know that I am this way.
You're good. What's your there?
Okay, first I do want to say something to what you were just talking about with the whole observant thing. The reason that Scorpios are so observant is almost because of a detective-like quality, because they have to know everything in case anything could go wrong. Basically,
Yeah.
It's that kind of detective thing. So
well, I think the general water sign quality too is they sort of have this, and I love you water signs. Some of my favorite people, they're water signs, but there's sort of this always, I feel like, fear of like the sky falling that they have to be, I mean, at all times prepared, aware for.
Yeah. I don't feel like it's the sky falling with Scorpio so much. It's more as people. Like, let's see how fucked up this person is. Let's see how they're going to fuck up. Let's see what is going to fuck them up. Like, it's people focused when it comes to Scorpio energy. But
right.
Taurus energy, the opposite of Scorpio, is totally, well, this guy is going to fall. I can feel it. Like, they worry about fucking everything.
You said that because I almost interjected and I was like, no, like this isn't about like me, but I was like, my Taurus is like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, my two are, so something that I like absolutely love about Scorpios is their depth. So I have a Scorpio stellium. So I have a lot of like Scorpio energy in me, and that's why people are, I can pull out trauma. I can pull out death. I am super fucking comfortable with death. Like I was just telling a story today to be like helping relate to a client to say, yeah, I literally know abandonment since day one. Like day one, born a twinless twin. My twin passed away. And then a couple months later, my grandpa passed away. So like it's just bam, 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 bam from right away,
Right.
It's that Scorpio energy. Death is just really around you. And I love that death and depth with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful to me. And that's kind of what you guys were talking about, where they're beautiful, warts and all. That's why I love that. Like
right.
It's just like, even if they got a fucking weird ass warts or whatever, they're still just such beautifully deep, beautiful people,
Yeah.
But the bad thing, if you cross them, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's like,
listen, they have a stinger. Like they very much,
and they know how to get you because they detected you and they know what hurts the most. So they will go with that,
Yeah. That's the thing with water signs. They're so in touch with their feelings too, is they're so in touch with the feelings, they know just how to get you with those feelings too.
Yeah.
It is their weapon of choice. oh, what was it say? Oh, all three of us, I believe, all have heavy Scorpio influence in our charts.
What do you mean?
All three of us. I know she's got a lot of Scorpio in her chart, and
Oh.
I have a lot of Scorpio in my chart as well.
Don't you have
No wonder we met at a hospice company.
Right. I always know being comfortable with death, and that's I always got, when I would explain to people like, oh yeah, like I would go and sit with people, hold their hands as they were dying, and they were like, is it that terrible, awful? I'm like, honestly, it was really kind of great. I loved it. I've been kind of bummed with the pandemic. Like I want to go, volunteer and do something like that again, because I think there's so many people who benefit from that. And honestly, like as we know, the number of people in the nursing homes by themselves is just way too high, and especially now.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, don't even get me started. But yeah, and so that was just something I was always comfortable with, and it never really bothered me. Which I guess maybe sounds weird, but Scorpio, baby.
Yes. Did you say yours, Alex?
Yes, I did.
Okay. What's next?
All right, next, let's do Libra.
Beep boop. All right.
Boop, boop. You go first, Adam.
Okay. Since I'm dating Libra, and my best friend's Libra. Okay. Favoriteest thing about them. The main thing is how I want to say like fiercely intense they are. They're the ride or die kind of people. Like the energy that they put into a partnership is like, it's everything, it's the best feeling in the world. And not just like with me and like my boyfriend or like the best friend. Like I see that in every, like partnerships is the goal. Like that's their main focus. And it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be fucking cliche and say that they don't, and I'm sorry if I fucked this up for you guys, that they don't make choices, because everybody says that and it's just a normal thing. It's just the way that they are. But the thing that I don't like about them is that they Libra out of things at times.
Oh, yeah.
So where we'll just randomly be talking and I'll be having a conversation and maybe I butt hurt them and they just like zone fucking out, can't talk to them anymore, shut down. I hate that. And even like days, like you could go days without talking to a Libra. They just like Libra'd out. Yep. That's my shit.
Oh, let's see. Libra. I feel like they have they're always, I feel like, have a good sense of justice. Like they've got something about them. I feel like they like to fight for that general justice. On the other hand, I feel like they're fickle bitches. So I guess that's, kind of saying they don't make choices. Yeah, they're just, and sort of, I guess that's sort of to go along too with what you were saying. They just sort of Libra out. They can be absolutely ride or die, like what you were saying, but they can also just later days, friends. So that is their, that's how Libras be. I
honestly don't know a lot of Libras personally, so I don't have any like personal. But like Chris and I were never close. Like I know about Chris, so like I know about Libras. Basically, all I can do is agree with what you guys said. Is that they?
I'm trying to think of anyone from school.
They're all there when they're there.
I don't want to say it and be wrong. I think I know 2 Libras, but I think I could be off.
Well, what about what you just know about Libras?
Libras can be a little whiny.
They can. I know. I also feel like Libras, to me, like they feel like a very glamorous sign to me. Yeah. Like I feel like Libras love to strut their stuff.
Libras are gay. Libras are all alphabet mafia.
I don't know what that means.
Alphabet Mafia.
This is a
LGBTQ.
perfect time to kind of talk about how the fact that they are 10 years younger than me, because every once in a while I have moments where I'm like, oh, I feel like old balls right now. And I have no idea what Alphabet Mafia is.
Alphabet Mafia, LGBTQ plus.
Oh, I love that. Okay.
Alphabet Mafia.
Oh.
My mom always called it the Rainbow Coalition.
Oh, okay. I guess, okay, so it's just a word that I've never heard, but I love that. Okay.
Yeah. That was 3. What are we sitting at time-wise?
Oh, shit.
We didn't get off on a bunch of tangents this time. That was good, guys.
Yeah. There's literally no way of knowing.
All right. That's
let
fine.
me look at.
Soundman Dan thinks it's been about 45 minutes.
Okay, let's do one more.
Okay. Let's see. Ravioli, ravioli, give me the formioli. Aquarius.
Yay.
Let's roast Claire.
Okay.
Love it.
Well, Claire, we'll let you do the honors. You lead your
go
sign.
first? Okay. So I only have one thing in Aquarius in my whole chart. So weirdly enough, I am not the normal typical Aquarius. I have figured out that I am an Aquarius, but I'm a little bit more Scorpio than I thought I was. And I think that that's why I'm weird, is the Scorpio. But maybe why I'm loud and proud about it is the Aquarius. I don't fucking know. But okay. Aquarius, Okay, I have a couple people that are coming to mind in my head, and it is the normal like God complex kind of. It jumps off of that feel that Aquarius energy does. Mm-hmm. Aquariuses do have a tendency to get on their high horse and just talk down to people, and that just fucking pisses me off. Like they just completely like, no, peasant, I will not listen to you. I hate that feeling. So that's what I hate about Aquarius. Okay, what I love about Aquarius is there's a tendency to they're like network geniuses, like to bring people together, bringing humans together, like my whole idea, and it kind of goes with Amy. Amy is an Aquarius rising. You know who I'm talking about. Do you follow? Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So, like for that aspect, the thing that like both in her and I have this like vision of having kind of what we wanted to do within the hospice, whatever.
Right.
Have a one-stop shop for holistic healers. And how let's bring everybody in together. Let's do that. Like all Aquarius energy. Okay, good. See, that's total Aquarius energy. Like let's bring everyone together. Let's work together. Let's just figure it out and let's go that way. I love that energy about Aquariuses.
Yes.
I'm done.
All right. Let's see. Aquarius. I love about Aquarius, like, I always view Aquarius as like strutting down with their freak flag. Like they've got a rebellious nature to them that I sort of love and appreciate. They're fun. They're a little wild. They're punky. I think Aquarius are. The downside to Aquarius, you stole mine. I was gonna say I feel like they can be sort of judgmental, a bit very harsh. I guess I'm gonna be a mooch and just piggyback off of that because I don't really have anything else. Aquariuses are hard for me. I feel like that's another one that I struggle with a little bit. I don't really know as much about the Aquarius as I would like to.
From high school, one of Quad Squad.
That's what I was thinking about.
Longer lasting. That one. we're on the same track.
Yep. And that's all I can think about is what we've already said. They can just be so that high horse, exactly what you were saying. It's just hard to get past sometimes. That being said, I think that when they've found that their niche, I feel like they're hard workers and they're really good at it. Like they're good at, once they've found that thing and they get into it, they
flourish.
Yes, thank you.
They flourish.
Yep.
All right, so into my turn.
Yep.
Yeah. So I was thinking, if you take like the weirdness from Scorpio and the hard-headed, like the way that they talk to you very aggressively, like Capricorn, and then like a little bit of Pisces energy, like creativity, la-la-ness, and you put it all together, that's how you make an Aquarius. And that is what an Aquarius is made of, is just being super weird in their own little land, and they make it flourish, and they will say and do and whatever they need to get that job done. And if you are standing in the way, it's just cut ties out. Like, we're done.
That's a good note. I think Aquarius, can be dreamers, which, like most things, can be both good and bad. I think that it can be great when they can do something with it, but I think sometimes they can get stuck in la la land. Up with their heads up in the clouds.
Yeah. That is also the thing.
Yeah.
Yep. I would agree with that.
All right, friends. Well, that's we don't want to do too many cards. Maybe next week we'll do something fun before we return back to the last set of cards. But we wanted to finish out the end of the podcast with a little karma corner, something from the week that brought a smile to our faces or brought good energy or vibes to the general floating space rock.
Okay. I love it.
I don't know. I guess I'll go first. I'm really excited about this one.
Yeah, you go first.
It's just a happy little one. One of my muggle jobs is I deliver pizzas, and I was out delivering. And I there's a lot of social divides that exist in this world unnecessarily. One second, I'm gonna cough. And so I saw this, honestly, it was a white teenage boy, and he was out on a walk, and he was holding hands with this beautiful young woman in a hijab. And it was just one of those things. I mean, I grew up in rural Kansas, and I never saw that. I almost said, I would have never seen that. And I literally did never see that. So just the fact that I feel like, the young generation today gets a lot of flack, but I feel like they're a lot more socially accepting than previous generations, and I think that's a good thing.
And that about them.
It made my heart happy, and that those kids they get good karma points.
Yeah.
Yay. Good.
Yes.
Do you want me to go?
Yeah.
Okay. So as I kind of said earlier, my aunt passed away, and we had like a day where we were going through her stuff, and we were kind of like taking what we wanted, stuff like that. Weird, but I also, at the exact same time that was going on, I have two really close friends that are moving to across the whole country away. So getting rid of everything. So this week, my kitchen table plus my whole house has just been jam-packed with shit, like so much stuff everywhere. But I sat down last night, and I was like, this is such a cool feeling to be able to be like, this was my aunt's, that was my friend's, that was my friend. Like, I feel loved, and it feels beautiful to me. I love that I'm able to be like, just, I don't know. It was just, that's never happens usually, because it's usually like one time, like somebody passes away and you require a bunch of stuff, but it all happened at once. So it's just kind of like I'm basking in my pool of grief. Wow, Scorpio. That's what it totally is, but I love it.
No, I get it. Feel their energy. Like, that's good. I think it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is my good thing? I got sucked up in a lot of my own BS this week. My bullshit. We're saying curse words on this show, right? Like,
Yeah, I've been cussing this whole time.
fantastic.
Oh,
Great.
yeah.
So I was going through a lot of my own bullshit and I feel like I had my eyes closed. But I guess one good thing that did happen to me was this is personal. Honestly, my Taurus is always like, no, don't let people in. But
No,
I
that's
gave myself a hernia with all of these feelings, by the way, like
a
in
real
my
one?
Good job.
So
A
my
real
soul
one?
Yes, a real hernia.
What
real
the fuck?
Like her shit.
So in my diaphragm was getting
Solar
too
plexus
tight,
is
and it
angry.
actually, like, your stomach can slip over your diaphragm, and it felt like I was swallowing like rocks even when I would drink water in my chest. I built up my emotions too much because I didn't want to talk about it because it wasn't going to fix anything because I made the decision, and it was just a shit show. And
So what's the good thing?
so is after all of that, one day I was at work and I was crying. Didn't mean to be, but it was the first day I went to work. It was like 2 days after the breakup, and I wiped away my tears before anyone saw me. But my favorite doctor, we're not saying names, but my favorite doctor came around the corner and was like, "Good morning, how are you, hon?" And I was like, "I'm good." And he's like, "What's wrong?" "Nothing." He's like, "No, what's wrong?" And I was like, "Stop." And I whispered, I was like, "I'm just sad." I literally couldn't speak over a whisper, but that man was so kind to me. He gave me a hug, like he talked to me, and I was like, "I know I'm gonna be okay." And he's like, "You are gonna be okay." It was great. And here's the thing, guys. I worked the next day on Monday, and I got this phone call, and I said my hellos, and he said, "Hey, I'm just calling to check up on you." And I said,
Oh,
but I was like, "Who is this?" I didn't know it was him. And he said his name, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, it was him." And he just called the next day just to check up on me, just to see if I was doing okay.
Oh.
And honestly, I haven't told him like how much I appreciate that yet, and I need to. Like, I only see him on Sundays. So this upcoming Sunday, when I go to work, I'm gonna just tell him I have so much respect and care for that man. He's gone through so much in the short period of time I have known him. Like,
bring him a donut or something.
Bless that man. He had a heart attack not too long ago.
Okay, maybe not bring him a donut.
Yeah, he was having a heart attack at work, but left work early. It was crazy. I didn't. Oh man, I'm telling you, so much stuff. But he has been an amazing, caring, loving person the entire time, and I just need him to know how much like I enjoy showing up to work, and he's there. I love it.
Good.
I love seeing that man.
I'm so glad you have him. That is beautiful.
I don't know why the universe sent him into my universe for now. And I knew it wasn't going to be for long. And he's only going to be with us for like another month. And I'm going to be sad to not see him. I might make a point just to go to the next town over and to his chiropractic office just to bring him a coffee and say hi. I just want to see that man. You know what I'm saying?
That's good. Or maybe he's just needed, and just appreciate him for this time right now that he's healing you while he's there.
Yeah. I do appreciate that.
All right, guys. This was beautiful. Thank you.
Yes.
Again, make sure that you all check out the link in the bio. We're gonna put everybody's links in there and stuff like that. And then also, if you guys ever want to comment below and like kind of leave some like tips, or if you want to learn about something, if you want us to talk about anything, blah blah blah, all that.
Suggestions, bring them in.
But that's it. So okay, mwah, bye.
Oh, bye.